Good evening, Bloomington families, and welcome to the 2024-2025 season of Jefferson Jaguars girls hockey. We are coming to you live from the Bloomington Ice Gardens on our new streaming platform, YouTube, where tonight the Jefferson Jaguars girls hockey team will be taking on the Prior Lake Lakers. With me tonight on color commentary is Johnny Rash. We will be doing the JV game, and then we will be handing it off to Kurt Krenz and Jason Knutson to do play-by-play in color for the varsity game. Right now, the Jaguars are announcing their starting lineups. We've got Ada Bird starting in net. On defense, we've got Olivia Knutson and Kalina Walsh. One of our forwards, new freshman Elise Tyus. Returning player Megan Hoffbeck. And then at center, it looks like Lola Herman. So we will now pause for the national anthem.
Start the varsity game so we can drop the puck. Let's start this season off. Let's play hockey.
Okay, maybe not doing the national anthem.
Well, they just let us know, Ryan, and great to be with you tonight, and great to be with you, Jaguar fans, wherever you're tuning in from. They're going to play the national anthem before the varsity game, so They said they're ready to drop the puck, and I know and I think you and Jason and Kurt and everyone here in the building, and certainly the skaters on the ice, are ready for them to drop the puck, because a lot of anticipation since last February when the last season ended to now, and I know that all the Jaguars on the ice put in a lot of work in the spring, summer, and fall up to this date. So let's see them play at this point.
So the JV team, Johnny, coming off a really strong season last year, sort of setting high expectations going into this year. Obviously some turnover on the roster, but if I'm not mistaken, I think the JV team only lost 3, maybe 4 games total last year. I think their final record was something like 26-4 or 22-4. Don't remember the exact count, but a dominant season from the Jags JV club. And I think this year, Johnny, we're high on talent, but overall, like varsity and JV roster, a little short on player count. So we're going to see a lot of roster turnover from game to game.
Indeed, and a lot of those great JV players from last year on the ice tonight, including Megan Hoffbeck, who just has it in the corner there.
So we are underway. Scrum along the sideboards. Kalina Walsh gets the puck, goes behind the net to D partner Olivia Knutson. That's a pairing that carries over from last year. That puck gets iced down. We'll get a defensive zone face-off. And for the viewers at home, give Johnny and I a pass here for the first game or two while we're learning names. We've got a roster printed out, but we are probably a couple games in before we can recognize by sight, either numbers or skating style, who all of the new players are.
Well, a show of vitality for the program is there are several freshmen and some 8th graders on both squads this year. So it's great to see some even younger players here this year.
Coming off the draw, Kalina Walsh going coast to coast from her D position. She tries to drop it back, but that puck gets intercepted. Giving chase over there is one of the new players, Ella First, incoming freshman, number 23. Etta Woodford now, forechecking behind the net, steals the puck from the defenseman, tries to center for Annabelle Lindman, another new face on the Jags team. She's also a freshman. She's forechecking here. Bodies the Prior Lake player up against the wall, then gets taken down, 2-on-1. Herman comes in, picks up the puck. She passes it back to the point. That's thrown on net. That was Olivia Knutson. A little wide. Knutson pinches, throws it behind the net. Over there to give chase is Carly, and this is going to be the hardest name for me tonight, John. Sam Nevent. So if any of Carly's family is watching at home or here at the stadium, feel free to come over and give Johnny and I a pronunciation on that last name.
Prior Lake certainly hopes to hear it by the scoreboard operator announcing the goal here. They had some nice pressure down there.
Prior Lake now controls it in the offensive zone. They center it. Bumped off the puck there. Strong play by, that's Herman. She's going to carry up ice. Beats the defender to the boards, but then a second defender comes in and takes the puck. It's passed back by Hoffbeck. Shot from the point and a goal.
A nice deflection there off a shot from the point, and can't tell yet who got it in. I think it was Lola Herman right there at the corner.
Was that a
the
tip
shot
off
in,
of
and
the
it was
shot?
a tip off of the shot from the point. So Jaguars up 1-0, and that was made possible in part by Lola Herman aggressively moving the puck down and then getting the entire offense down. So really nice play for the Jaguars to start the first period.
I think that shot from the point, Johnny, came from Taylor Keith, who moved back to D this year after playing forward last year. So Taylor Keith, who both her and Lola had decent scoring years last year, on the board early.
You're quite right. She was quite prolific last year for the JV team. So if she keeps some of that touch at D, she'll be a really powerful player.
Number 4, Lola Herman.
And the official scorer confirming Herman from Keith. Prior Lake gets it out. Carmen Melnichuk, another new skater for the Jaguars. She's a incoming sophomore to Jefferson, also covering at the point there. But Prior Lake gets it out. It's picked up there by Kalina Walsh. She circles in the corner looking for a pass. Can't get it out. It's held in by Prior Lake. Dangerous player. Shot on net. Good save by Bird. Blocked her into the corner.
But Ada was really well positioned for that. And as you say, not only saved it, but pushed it into the corner and eliminated any kind of rebound opportunity.
Got a little bit of a gift there. That puck just skipped over the blue line, giving Bloomington a chance to get fresh legs out. Bloomington right now for period 1, we've got 11 skaters going against a full Prior Lake contingency. They're sporting 14, so a little outnumbered. But so far leading on the scoreboard 1-0 with 11, almost 12 minutes left in the first period here. Battle in the corner, 2 Bloomington players trying to dig it out. Prior Lake stuck in their skates. Herman comes away with it, tries to make a move from behind the net, but loses it. She's now battling in the corner. 2 players from each team. Bloomington comes away with it. Gets a nice pass up the boards over the defenseman's stick. That was Annabelle Lindman. Gets it out to center ice. Carly Samneveth tries to get it across the blue line. Bloomington dumps it in deep. Lola Herman's going to forecheck, giving her forward counterparts a chance to get off the ice. Held in well by
Olivia
Knudsen there. Centering pass just blocked behind the net.
Very similar play right there where there was an attempted tip in. Didn't get in that time, but at that point, Carly Samneveth had a really nice position in front of the net.
Incoming freshman Elise Tyus there was camped in front, but here comes Prior Lake 2-on-1. Oh, good shot from Prior Lake there between the defenseman's legs, and an excellent save by Bird, John.
You're right, and it was indeed a good shot, and showed a little bit of speed, the Prior Lake player, as well as some muscle on that stick there, but Ada Bird was equal to the task. Shots are 2-2 on each side, but the Jaguars enjoying a 1-0 lead.
Prior Lake wins that draw back to the point, but pressured by the wing, they have to dump it into the corner. Slides it around. Comes out to Elise Tyus. She's tied up. Takes down the Prior Lake player. Now we've got Taylor Keith. Tries to center, get it out. Comes over to Hoffbeck. She can't get out. This is some sustained pressure by Prior Lake. Have held in a couple of clearing attempts. Now they tie it up in the corner. Woodford comes away with it. She tries to go around the net. Makes a move on the first Prior Lake defender. She passes it ahead to Hoffbeck. Hoffbeck has it poke checked away. Prior Lake circling back into their defensive end with some speed. A little bit of a give and go by Prior Lake. That works. They get up the board. Oh, good play there by Melnichuk at defense, poking that away, keeping it out of the zone. Bloomington caught in a little bit of a mess there, trying to get fresh skaters on the ice. Comes back to Melnichuk. Good centering pass there. Just missed Annabelle Lindman. Goes into the corner behind the net. Prior Lake comes around, tries to get it up the boards. Held in there by Walsh. Into the far corner. Lindman gets chase. Held in by Knudsen. She tosses one on net. Glove save. We're going to get an offensive zone face-off here, John.
Good shift there by the Jaguars, keeping it down in the Prior Lake zone. But, you know, we mentioned that hard shot that came in on Ada Bird, and that really seemed to enthuse the Prior Lake squad because they had about 2 minutes where they held it down in our end there and had some other chances as well. Another attempt at a tip again by Lola Herman. This time the Prior Lake goalie was able to stop it. But
good face-off win by Herman there, getting it back to the D, then crashing the net, trying to get a tip just like she did for her first goal. And here's Herman. Oh, just tried to poke it around for a breakaway, but defense held it in. Now Herman comes out with numbers. She's got Lindman with her. She passes it behind the net. Prior Lake gets that puck first. Lindman's going to give chase into the corner. Some physical play. Prior Lake trying to clear it out. Held in by Knutson. Again, Prior Lake possesses. Bloomington trying to get a change. Knutson's going to throw that in deep. Good job by Bloomington keeping it on this half of the ice. Woodford giving
nice
chase.
Kick there by Knutson in terms of keeping it in initially and then getting it back in once Prior Lake began their rush.
Prior Lake's going to bring it out to neutral ice. We try to make a move, but Hoffbeck picked that pocket. Here comes Woodford, 1-on-2. She swings wide, goes behind the net, looking for somebody to pass to. Still possessing the puck. Slides it back to the D. Melnichuk throws it into the corner. There's Natalie Thornburg in the corner giving chase. Another breakout attempt by Prior Lake. Again held in by Melnichuk. Here comes Prior Lake. Bloomington's got plenty of skaters back. Good move there, though. Drop pass. Another shot. I think Bird might have been screened a little bit. That caught the glove side upper corner, and we have a 1-1 game.
Indeed, I think she may have been screened on that. It was a nice shot. Went higher than perhaps anyone anticipated and caught the corner there. So, as you said, we have a 1-1 game with the Jags leading in terms of shots 4-3 at this point.
What do you think, Jen? I think Bloomington looks a little tentative in this first game. They don't have the same sort of juice that we were accustomed to seeing last year. Again, a lot of new faces, a lot of first-year players. Maybe some nerves in game one here.
I'm
First
sure
time
that's
putting on the jersey.
For every player, regardless of the grade that they're in, but they're hanging in there in terms of the overall score. But yeah, I'm sure they're also getting used to playing with each other. And as you mentioned, some players have changed positions, like Taylor Keith from last year as well.
Mm-hmm. Saw some good speed there from Ella First, freshman, first-year player. She had the puck poked away, and now Prior Lake's got it in the offensive end. Tried to get it back to the D, but that's intercepted. Cross-ice pass attempt deflected. Puck goes deep. Bloomington's going to change full 5. With speed, Prior Lake slingshots around the net, coming up the far side boards. Got D back, pushes it into the corner. Nice play there by Bloomington. Tried to get it back to the point, but caught Prior Lake in the midst of a change. Comes out to center ice. Patiently waiting, looking for cross-ice. Prior Lake going tape to tape on a few passes here. Throws one on net. That's saved by Bird. Tied up on the side wall. Bloomington trying to get it out. Throws it to the far side. Knutson's going to have some space. She skates up, looking for a pass. Tries to get it across, hit a stick. Woodford gets it in deep. Lindman gives chase behind the net. Pressure in the puck. Good forecheck by Bloomington. Held in by Walsh. That puck popped up. Ends up in front of the net, but Prior Lake's going to come away with it. 2-on-2, late on the ice, but expertly poked away there by Knutson. She's got Lindman up the sideboard. She tries to go up the middle. That's going to end up just wide of the net. Almost lucked out, but we got an icing in a defensive zone draw.
Only the second icing of the game, and both, coming deep in the defensive zone, but it also gives the Jaguars an opportunity to change up some players here. Jags have been very disciplined in terms of no offsides and certainly no penalties so far. So they look in midseason form from that perspective.
We got just under 6 minutes left in the first. Scores tied 1-1. Here comes Hoffbeck up the sideboards. She's got a large Prior Lake defenseman, dispossessed her of the puck. Ended up on Herman's stick. She gets it in front, trying to get a shot off. She throws it in front. That hit a defenseman, got deflected wide. Good scoring opportunity there by Bloomington. Comes out to center ice. Keith's going to throw it in deep. Bloomington going to try to get a couple of forwards on. Keith forechecking just to try to buy some time. Comes out to center ice. Woodford back checking to help out. Comes across. That's Ella First who's got it. She's coming in 1-on-3 looking for some help. Good stick check there by Prior Lake. They come up. Woodford expertly rubs them off on the sideboards. Now she spins around. She's got some speed. carries it into the zone, but she's on her backhand side, 1-on-4, waiting for reinforcements. She gets double teamed behind the net, loses the puck. But there's first, picking it up. She gets it in front. Shot there by Carly Samnevent. Just went wide. Prior Lake tries to ring the boards to get it out. That's going to be held in by Knutson. Goes behind the net. Good here. Sustained possession by Bloomington. Wood. Nope, that's Walsh. Picks it up. She's got it behind the net with speed. She's looking for somebody to pass to. Going to circle in front. Makes a move. Trying to get a shot from the slot. Good shot. Oh, just deflected high and wide. Excellent move there by Walsh. Circling the zone.
That was really quite a nice sequence by Kalina Walsh there. She stole the puck, kept control, as you say, circled the net, and got a nice shot off as well.
2-on-1 opportunity here. Walsh is playing them both. Hard shot goes high of the net. Bird came out, cut off the angle there. Good play by the Bloomington goalkeeper. Here comes Woodford. She's looking to pass it ahead. Going to try to get it across the red line, dump it in. Might need some fresh legs. Lindman is going to forecheck, try to buy a little time. Hoffbeck on the ice. To Jefferson on the boards. Comes out to the D. Melnichuk throws it on net. Blocker save. Oh, glove down by maybe a hand pass. Not sure what they blew the whistle there on. She dropped it to herself.
Yeah, and the ref is holding his hand up. So, certainly not a penalty, but a face-off to Ada Bird's left here.
Maybe
because
determined
that's what
she
they're calling
closed her hand on that puck, John. That was a
quite a nice
call.
play, I think, as well. Yeah, so and almost resulted in a really nice shot. But
Bird indicating maybe a high stick, not sure. Regardless, the end result is a defensive zone draw. Herman wins that. Over to Keith. She goes behind the net, looking up the boards for a pass. She's still got it. Gets ahead to Herman. Tries to poke it out. Keith succeeds in getting it to center ice. There's Lindman trying to battle, get it across the blue line. It's tied up. A lot of traffic over there. We got 5 of the 10 skaters all along the boards. Finally, Prior Lake comes away with it. Bloomington getting a quick change. Prior Lake gets it in the zone. Good back check there. That was Elise Tyus. Goes into the corner. Prior Lake trying to control the puck a little bit. Tries to spin, tries to get in front. That hits traffic. Taylor Keith poke checks it. It goes behind the net. Keith goes D to D, gets it over to Melnichuk. Gets it ahead, tries to get it out. Held in, temporarily at least. Melnichuk again tries to clear, hits traffic. Shot on net, through traffic again, and Bird saves that, does not give up a rebound.
Good pressure by Prior Lake there. They kept it in the zone and eventually got a pretty nice shot out there, but Ada was really ready for it and had a real clear vision for it as well, which of course really helps the goalie.
All right, taking this draw, Herman back at center. She's done good on faceoffs tonight, winning the majority. She wins this one again, tries to get it back to Knutson. Ends up that comes up the sideboards. Oh, good cross-ice pass. Just missed on hitting Tyus there with some ice in front of her. There goes Herman giving chase behind the net. Prior Lake coming out with some speed. Gets around the forecheck. Walsh, she's not going to get beat on speed. She pushes it to the corner. Nice work stealing that puck. She goes behind the net to Herman. Herman, though, tied up, tries to get up the sideboards. There's Somnenvent on the sideboards, but Prior Lake holds it in, gets a shot on net. Bird doing an excellent job tonight, gobbling up those shots. We have not seen many loose pucks in the crease, John.
Not at all, and in fact, one of the only ones, if you remember, that she was able, that she didn't actually catch. She used her blocker, pushed it into the corner, avoided any kind of a rebound opportunity, so she's playing quite well.
A really important skill for a goalkeeper, limiting that to one shot, not giving up second chance opportunities. Prior Lake wins the draw, but gets tied up at the blue line. Here comes Woodford. She's got Hoffbeck head with her. Tries to hit her off the boards. Hoffbeck controls it, but she's under pressure. She gets pushed into the corner. Hoffbeck tries to get it back to the point. Knutson succeeds in holding it in. She's got Woodford. Woodford centers it. Backhand thrown on net. Not much on that, but shot attempt from Lindemann. We have just 1:40 left in the first period. Shots are even at 6-6. Scoreboard's even at 1-1. Bloomington changing frequently and quickly, John, trying to conserve stamina with a short bench.
Quite smart, especially because a few of the players will only play 2 periods because they'll be playing varsity hockey as well. So it's they'll have a little bit of a changing lineup, and they're going to have to get used to that all year in terms of the numbers that the Jefferson Jaguars overall have between the two teams.
Keith did a good job pinching, held the zone temporarily. Oh, picked off here by Prior Lake, comes into the zone with speed. Oh, excellent kick save by Bird on a breakaway attempt. That was impressive. Save of the game so far, John.
Absolutely.
Then Prior Lake, though, got that loose puck.
Yeah.
And then went off the crossbar. Bar down, as the kids like to say. Beaten Bird for their second goal of the game. They take a 2-1 lead.
Well, you're quite right that was a really nice initial save by Ada Bird there, but the puck again came out after that, and the next shooter was able to snipe it up in the corner. So Prior Lake ahead, also ahead in shots, 8-6 at this point. Still a relatively even game, and we have 2 periods plus a minute 6 left to play here.
Prior Lake comes out of a face-off scrum with the puck. They drop it back. Can't get a shot off. They try to drop it back to the D, but it doesn't get there. Herman picks it up, makes a move. She comes through center ice. She's got skaters with her. Makes another move, trying to get a shot on. Doesn't get much on that. She was tied up a bit. Weak shot. We'll get an offensive zone draw.
We've seen Lola Herman many times around the puck, charging to the net. She has the Jaguars' lone goal so far, and a really nice tip on the first shot of the game by the Jaguars. So she's showing a lot of aggression on the ice, and looks like it has a good chance of paying off as the game goes on.
Prior Lake tries to clear, but it's held in there. That was First who held the zone. Comes out now to Walsh. She's looking. She's got some speed. She's going to change direction, go behind the net, make a move. Now she's got some ice. Tries to hit Herman up the center. I think Herman was probably looking for a change. Looks a little tired. Here she's going to go off. Prior Lake trying to catch Bloomington in the middle of that line change. Had a little bit of a 2-on-1. It's thrown on. Just dumped it in the corner. Cleared up the side wall. That's going to make it out. That's Lindemann giving chase, forechecking. And that's the end of the first period. Bloomington down 1-2, 7-9 shots, favor Prior Lake. I've been impressed with Prior Lake's speed so far in this game, John.
I have as well, and part of that could be reflective, as you mentioned before. They have about 14 skaters out there, a few more, 3-4 more than Bloomington has at this point, and so the legs just might be just a little bit fresher there. It'll be interesting to see if some of these JV skaters are on the varsity bench as well and play a little bit of that game, because some of them certainly seem to have that kind of caliber. And Prior Lake, a good, strong youth program funneling right into the high school here.
Well, and based on last year and just sort of what we see, Bloomington's going to be able to, I anticipate, be able to skate with anyone this year. We're not short on speed. Historically, maybe a little short on size, but it feels like we've got a few bigger girls this year than we've had in the past. Rare to see height on the Bloomington side of the ice, so that's good to see. So the fact that Prior Lake's showing some acceleration through the neutral zone, they've gotten a few odd man rushes, just outskating some of our forecheck. That's rare to see.
You mentioned the great success that the JV team had last year, and some of the returners on the JV team. We mentioned Lola Herman, who played a lot of JV last year, as well as Etta Woodford and Kalina Walsh, picking right up where they were, especially in terms of stick work, Brian. I've noticed a whole lot of poke checks, ability to clear, as well as keep it in their zone. And, while they're down a goal 2-1 here, they're very much in this game and very competitive. And again, getting used to playing with each other. So it'll be compelling to see if the second and third period shows that even amplified.
And we saw this too last year, John. The JV roster typically had 11 skaters, which made for sort of an interesting rotation at the forward spots. For the most part, they played 4D, two sets that were relatively consistent, but the forwards never really had set lines. It was very fluid. And in a weird way, it worked for them because they played almost positionless. But for kids who have come up historically, having sort of fixed teammates and you build chemistry, build rapport, that's hard to do when you have an odd number of forwards where you have 2 at one position, 3 at the other. Add in that we're probably going to see, as we mentioned earlier, some rotation between kids who are playing JV one game, varsity the next. Hard to build sort of a familiarity in that sense.
Indeed, and they haven't had a lot of time. And of course, the same thing is with Prior Lake. But for our viewers at home, the teams were just selected a week ago today. Yeah. So,
Not even a lot of practice time.
No, not at all. Yeah, so they've had, maybe 5 practices together, and of course, as you say, some of them came up together both on the JV team last year as well as in the youth program. But with more practice time, they'll get even better. And part of that is the coaching of Aaron Schramm, and all the coaches who help out on the JV and the varsity program. And they really had them moving in really the right direction in every way on the JV team last year.
I believe we picked up one extra skater for the second period. If I can count blue helmets over there, John, it appears we now have 12 skaters for period number 2. So we'll see where that individual slides in. Again, I anticipate not only like an evolving roster, but maybe even positions switching from period to period. They're going to have to identify players who can play both forward and defense. I think we mentioned earlier that Taylor Keith played predominantly at forward last year. It appears now she's on the left wing. So she may be filling the role that we just described, John, where she might go up and back depending on where the team needs.
Well, the 2 on defense right now not only can play well, but they've played together for years. Kalina Walsh and Olivia Knudsen, number 19, who just pushed it out of the zone there.
Bloomington loses that puck at center ice. Walsh tries to hit Woodford coming through the middle, but Prior Lake throws it in, bounces over Knudsen's stick. That's Carmen Melnichuk giving chase. Looks like Melnichuk also is moving from D to forward. I think she took the center ice draw on this shift. So really players moving all over the place depending on the need.
Which is great for the team and great for their opportunities on JV and varsity. If you can double the number of positions you can play, that's going to make you more valuable overall.
Hoffbeck tries to get it out, but it's held in. Now Knudsen's got it with a little ice in front of her. She makes a move, blows by a couple of Prior Lake defenders, dumps it into the corner. She continues to give chase, going 1-on-3 here, battling in the corner. Prior Lake trying to get it out, held in by the aforementioned Melnichuk, who was covering at the point. In the corner, that's Ella First, who's fighting for it. It goes behind the net. Taylor Keith there. Finds Woodford on the boards. Passed back. Is that Alex Kapsner, who's playing second period here? So she's new to this period. She's going to play D. Woodford brings it up the right boards. Carries it, protects it, behind the net, looking for somebody to pass to. Goes to Kapsner. Kapsner battling on the sidewall. She keeps it in deep, into the corner, trying to get it in front, tries to get it back to the point. Kapsner just can't get enough wood on it. But again, dumped in deep. Good sustained possession here by Bloomington. Trying to keep it in the Prior Lake zone. Second period here, long shifts. If you can trap them down low, you can wear them out. And Prior Lake made a move at the blue line, got fortunate on a offsides call there. Used that opportunity to get fresh skaters out.
You mentioned Alex Kapsner, just a great story last year. She played JV most of the year, a little bit of varsity time as well, but she had come back from a really tough knee injury. It occurred during a softball game. So a big comeback story, and you'll hear her name a lot this year. She's going to be a steady presence on the varsity blue line. And of course, for those who don't know, she has a twin sister who played varsity all last year and is a forward. We'll hear a lot about her, Avery Kapsner.
Here's some of that Prior Lake speed we were talking about, going coast to coast, but rubbed off there. Into the corner. Goes wide. Bringing it up the sidewall there is Elise Tyus. She gets it in deep, then she's going to get a change. Give and chase, Carly Samnavant. But it comes out across the blue line. There's Walsh. She steals the puck, tries to dump it in. It's kind of muddied up. Prior Lake now takes possession. Woodford dumps that Prior Lake player, but not before she dumps it into the corner. Goes opposite side. That's Knudsen. She gets it ahead. There's Keith. Bounces it off the wall. Now she's going to give chase. Try to force a turnover. Goes off the wall, but good job there. Good forecheck. Managed to bump it ahead. Knudsen's got a little space. She turns. She's looking. Tries to go sidewall to Keith. Just misses there. Prior Lake goes D to D. Doesn't quite connect, but they managed to get it out into center ice. Walsh, poke check. Holding it in. Woodford now. She goes back to Knutson, but bounces off a skate. Prior Lake going to dump it in deep. Walsh retrieves. Forecheck immediately on her. She tries to get it ahead to Hoffbeck, but had that pass intercepted. Shot just tipped off the glove of Bird. Goes wide. There's Keith. She does a good job just clearing it out. Bloomington in need of a change. It's probably going to go for icing. There's the whistle.
And here's the change. And you mentioned before, earlier on in that shift, Etta Woodford knocking down a Prior Lake Laker. Really nice play, especially because there wasn't even a hint of a penalty. And while we, of course, certainly don't want to jinx it here, it's notable, Ryan, that we're at 11:19 of the second period and not a single whistle on either team.
That is true.
Which is rare for a hockey game this deep into it, especially the first one of the year where players are more prone to mistakes. So both squads playing a pretty disciplined game.
If I'm not mistaken, we might have Herman now at the blue line, partnered with Kapsner, replaced by Melnichuk up front. Coaching staff just pulling names out of a hat maybe over there, John, on who's playing what position.
Indeed, but they're going to get a good look at all of them and get a good sense of who can play where, and they'll probably have some shifting lineups throughout the year.
An opportunity here. That's Knutson. Dumps it in deep. Allows Bloomington to tag up. All fresh skaters out there. If Bloomington can hold it here, they might get an advantage from a tired out. Nice. Intercepted by Walsh. But lost it just trying to cross the blue line. Here comes Prior Lake the other way. 1-on-5. They're going to try to switch 4 other skaters. Dropped it back. Shot goes wide of the net. Comes to the far side. Held in, though, temporarily. But here comes Woodford.
Nice job by Olivia Knutson and Kalina Walsh on cutting off that potential breakaway and forcing the Laker into the corner without getting a shot.
Here's Walsh again behind the net. Tries to hit Woodford, cutting up the middle. That's going to be on net, though. Oh, that looked like it went through the blue, John. I'd have waved that off. But
that's the second one in a row.
I know.
Came really close to not being an icing, but, as with almost all sports, a game of inches, and certainly showed it there. But a face-off back down to the left of Jaguar goaltender Ada Bird.
And here's Melnichuk on the draw, ties her up. Tyus comes away with it, gets it across the blue line. Dumped in, but there's Walsh skating backwards looking. She goes cross ice to Knutson. Good pass. Hits Melnichuk, cutting up the middle. She's got Sam DeVent with her. Gets a shot on net, but a good save by the Prior Lake goaltender.
A little bit of good speed turning the corner there by Carly, but Prior Lake goaltender was equal to the task. And, quietly she's played the Prior Lake goaltender a nice game, especially after that first shot tip-in goal by Lola Herman. She's stopped the next 7. So some success there from Prior Lake's perspective.
9 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second period. Goals 2-1 in favor of Prior Lake. Shots 10-8 in favor of Prior Lake. Off the draw, we saw D-to-D, Kapsner to Herman. Herman made a move at the blue line, threw one on net. That was saved. Now it ends up in the corner. Keith loses an edge. Gets back up, battling for it. Kapsner trying to hold it, can't. Comes out to center ice. Herman back with 3-4 checkers, manages to go off the wall.
Nice clear by Lola Herman.
Here comes Hoffbeck from her far side. Kapsner gets it ahead, just misses Hoffbeck at the blue line. Goes off the boards. Hoffbeck again tries to get it deep. Woodford now is going to possess it, makes a move. She's got a clear path, and she nets it. That's familiar from last year. If you give Woodford time to pick a spot, she snipes that to the glove side, ties the game at 2-2.
Really nice individual effort there once she got a hold of the puck, put some speed on, set herself up well, and then shot low to the glove side of the goalie and sniped it in there. So very, very nice shot by Etta Woodford. A tie game at 2-2.
Shots now tied 10-10, score tied 2-2, and we're about halfway through the second period. So obviously about as close a game as you can imagine. Herman tried to get it in front there. Centering pass was broken up by the goaltender's stick. Now Prior Lake, centering pass just went through the crease. Keith couldn't get a stick on it, but she does drop it back to Herman at the blue line. It goes back to Keith in the corner. She's got a little bit of space. Quickly gobbled up by the Prior Lake D. Now Bloomington battling in the corner, but Prior Lake takes it around the net, gets it out to center ice. held in there by Knutson, but Bloomington's got a tag up. Picked off at center ice by Keith. Knutson now throws it up the sideboards. Briar Lake playing a little bit of ping pong here over the red line. Walsh tries to stick check it, but gets in deep. Briar Lake tries to get it out, can't. Comes out. That's Woodford, bats it ahead. Now we've got Lindman, carries it in, just misses the far post. That was sort of a half pass, half shot. But no Bloomington player there. Good scoring opportunity. Tied up in the corners, Melnichuk. She gets it back to Knutson at the point. Lindman covering for her, tries to hold the blue line, but Bloomington's going to have to tag up. They dump it in deep. Good pressure from Bloomington in this second period, John. I feel like it's been at that end of the ice more often than not.
I agree, and the shots reflected. We've caught up 2 shots here to even it up at 10-10 in terms of shots.
And as I say that, Briar Lake manages to get it across the goal line. Centering pass, though, broken up by Knutson. Her clearing attempt, though, hits traffic. That's going to be held in at the blue line. Nobody picks up the defenseman. They shoot it wide. There's Walsh trying to get it ahead. A touch there. It's going to go down, but no icing because it was tipped.
Allows Bloomington to change here, all 5 players.
Briar Lake looking up the boards, but broken up there. And here comes Woodford again. That was broken up by Tyus. Shot by Tyus, just goes wide of the post. Oh, big collision there on the sidewall. That was Kapsner there who held the zone. Briar Lake dangerous, trying to bring it up center ice, but they managed to get it out. Turns it over. There's Woodford. 2 players on her. They steal the puck. Comes wide. Carly Samnevent just loses an edge. She's going to try to get it in deep. She's battling there with Tyus. Both freshmen, they managed to get it in deep. Samneveth looking like she might need a change, a little tired. The other 4 Bloomington players get out. Fresh legs. Here comes the fit. Samneveth manages to get off from the far side. Goes D to D. Herman making a couple moves. Weaving through the Briar Lake defense. She's going to try to get off a shot. Just misses wide. Hoffbeck's there. Retrieves in the corner. Back to Herman. Back to Hoffbeck. Just misses. That rings into the corner. There's Melnichuk. She tries to center. Comes out to the blue line. Clears the zone. Knutson. She's going to go up the sidewall. Avoid trouble. Briar Lake. Ooh, Briar Lake could have had too many men, but no call. Herman retrieves. Tries to get it up ahead to Keith. That pass is intercepted. Thrown back. Herman again. Hoffbeck giving chase. Briar Lake goes cross ice, but Knutson's there. She goes up the sidewall. Held in, though. Pass picked off. Good pressure there. I don't know if Briar Lake got tripped or got away with it or just lost an edge. Keith now gets it across the blue line. Nice work. Hoffbeck giving chase. Forecheck here. Trying to buy Bloomington some time to get a change, but they can only get one off. Keith slows him down at center ice. Briar Lake takes control in the zone, skates it into the corner, drops it back to a wide open point. Oh, good closeout, though, by Hoffbeck. Prevents a shot. That shot hits Herman right in the face mask. Knutson now gets it up the sidewall. Keith not able to get it out. Woodford now gets it across the blue line. Let's see if Bloomington can get it deep enough to get a change. Only one skater again. This line's been out there for a long time, John.
Indeed it has. And again, very few whistles in
they
this
might
game.
get bailed out with
might get an icing here. So, yes.
Ooh.
So we'll see. And it looks like all 5 are going to head off the ice here. And actually the Briar Lake Lakers who were on the ice looked a little tired as well. So, but most of them seems like they're going to stay out there.
Second period always dangerous because you have the long change. So having to get that puck deep into the offensive end to give especially your blue liners a chance to get off the ice.
And not only the long change, but no change or no rest in between periods on a JV game because they don't resurface the ice. They will after this period before the third. Of course, in varsity, they do it in between each period.
Puck comes out to Walsh. She throws one on net. That's played by a defenseman. Good hand-eye coordination prior right there. Held in by Kapsner. Nice work going 1-on-2 from Kapsner. Manages to throw the puck on net anyway. Good forecheck there by Melnichuk. Goes behind the net. Briar Lake got an opportunity to break out, but turned back. Pressure there now by First. She manages to get it across over to Lindman. Another good shift here by Bloomington. They're battling in the corner. Comes to Walsh up top. Walsh can't hold the zone. And here comes Prior Lake with a 2-on-1 opportunity, but that's broken up. Capsner going to give chase. Sticked off the puck, but she manages to get up the sidewall. Prior Lake throws it in. Good save there.
Nice pad save there by Ada Berg.
Oh, and here we go. We got
Kalina Walsh.
Walsh coming up. She's got help with her. She circles back, giving Bloomington a chance to get fresh legs out. Bloomington's going to get a fresh 5 across the board. Woodford giving chase. Comes up the ice. We got Knutson back with Herman. Prior Lake definitely sensing that we might have a soft spot in goal on the high glove side. All of their shots going glove side upper corner, John, where both first goals were scored.
I think you're quite right. That one, of course, went above the net. Pretty hard shot, though, as you could hear perhaps over the broadcast, hitting the glass behind Ada Berg.
Tyus does a good job going hard off the boards. That's going to have enough to get all the way down, but nice clear regardless. So we got 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second period. Score is tied 2-2. Bloomington tied up this game earlier in the period. Shots 10-11. And now that they've switched benches, I don't know who's who, John. I think we're down 10-11 on shots, but
we are down by 1. And it's kind of notable, Ryan, in that, the play has been really competitive both ways. It's been back and forth, but not a lot of shots because both teams are closing out on into the corners there, and so not a lot of open opportunities.
And you made the point earlier, no penalties so far this game, not many whistles. It has been an up and down game.
Absolutely. So, in some ways, that keeps it going. It might make the players a little more tired, but of course, nothing makes you more tired than being shorthanded. So, good to know that the Jaguars are keeping out of the box.
Bloomington trying to clear the zone. Keith tries to get it ahead. Out of the zone now. That's Tyus. Carries it in. Good pass. Tries to hit Melnichuk. She's also... here comes Prior Lake. Got a bit of a 2-on-2, but that's broken up by Herman. Centering pass. Played well there. That was Keith covering, I presume covering it, D? Or maybe playing the blue line now. Not sure. Puck goes high into the corner. Herman's going to retrieve. She's got Hoffbeck up the sideboards, but can't get it out. Prior Lake with some sustained pressure, throws one on net, but Bird gobbles that one up, no rebound. Dangerous shift there. Prior Lake did a good job holding the zone.
They did, and they looked very aggressive there. But again, Ada Berg very well positioned to see the puck, let alone stop it. So terrific job by her. Shots now 13 Prior Lake, 10 Jefferson Jaguars.
Off the draw, that was Woodford at center. It does appear that Keith now has moved back to the blue line. She passes to Woodford, who tries to go up the sidewall. That's probably going to be an icing. We're going to come back down and do it again. Minute 18 left in the second period. Bloomington just trying to get it out of the zone. At minimum, not lose this tie before the third period break.
And that breaks in a minute 18, and probably can't come soon enough for the Jaguars, who are probably getting a little bit tired at this point with, again, no break in between the first and the second period.
Walsh almost breaks that free, kicked it ahead, fought through traffic, but here comes Prior Lake with some speed. Comes up the sidewall. That pass just bounces off a stick, and there's Walsh to gobble it up. She loses a tail defender, makes a good move, passes it ahead, trying to get it out across the blue line. Get a little fortunate there. Prior Lake again with speed. Beats Woodford on the side, got Walsh back. Walsh, good job pushing that Prior Lake attacker wide. They dropped it back to the blue line, held in there.
That play right there by Kalina Walsh is exactly what you and I were just talking about. That's kept the shots relatively lower, is closing them out, pushing them towards the corners, and avoiding the front, right in front shots.
Bloomington holding on a bit here to end the second period. Gets it ahead, tries to center. That was Lindemann going across to Sam Vent. And here comes Woodford. She gets forced wide, 1-on-3 centering pass. She had Lindemann there, but couldn't get a stick on it. And there's Walsh to break up the on-rushing Prior Lake. We got 6.6 seconds here. Bloomington hoping to just win this draw and get into the locker room to get a breather, John.
Very nice job by Kalina there and stopping the momentum that the Lakers had heading down the ice, and took a little chip. It happened to go on the Jaguar bench, so we'll get a center ice face-off. And probably go into the period tied 2-2.
Smart play there. Keith won that draw. Threw it across to Walsh. Walsh just tapped it ahead, knowing there was only 6 seconds left. So as we head into the second period resurfacing, John and I are going to take a breather here. We'll pause the broadcast and rejoin it at the start of period 3.